Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Continuing our top 15 series, we've got something special lined up for you today. I know so many of you have been asking for a customer reviews analysis for this one. Well, we're finally doing it. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Opening things up, our first reviewer gives us their take.
This reviewer needed a simple way to connect a repurposed computer in a spare bedroom to their main router located in the living room. This Wi-Fi to Ethernet adapter seemed like the perfect solution to avoid running long cables across the house. Our reviewer found the initial setup to be incredibly straightforward. By plugging the unit in near the router and using the WPS buttons on both devices, a connection was established in under a minute. After moving the adapter to the spare bedroom, it quickly reconnected to the network, and the computer was online as soon as the Ethernet cable was plugged in. However, the initial excitement quickly faded when they discovered the internet connection was painfully slow. Streaming a movie was a frustrating experience, with constant freezing and the quality dropping to standard definition, despite a very strong Wi-Fi signal in the room. This led to an extensive troubleshooting process. The user tried everything from moving the adapter to different outlets and shelves, to changing router settings, and even temporarily moving the entire computer to the living room to test its Ethernet port directly. Convinced the adapter was faulty, they left a negative review. A few days later, a simple thought struck them. They had forgotten the most basic troubleshooting step of all. After power cycling both the modem and the router, the performance of this adapter was completely transformed. The internet speed jumped from being unusable for HD content to being fast enough for 8K streaming, nearly matching the speeds of their primary computer that was wired directly to the router. The connection has remained stable and consistently fast since. This device turned out to be an excellent product, and our reviewer's only regret was not trying a simple network reboot before assuming the worst.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer is thrilled with how this adapter solved a tricky problem in their home network. Initially, our reviewer was facing the dilemma of connecting an older printer, which only supported the outdated and insecure WPS Wi-Fi configuration, to a modern Wi-Fi 6 network. Since their new network setup didn't support WPS, they were looking for a workaround to avoid replacing a perfectly functional printer. The adapter provided a perfect solution. Our client was able to connect it to their 5 GHz Wi-Fi network and then link it to the printer via a standard Ethernet cable. This instantly brought the printer back online, and all devices on the network could discover and use it without issue, thanks to the Bonjour protocol. This saved them from unnecessarily purchasing a new printer, which was a huge win. This client does acknowledge that the range extender functionality, which they didn't need, could be seen as a drawback by some. However, they understand that it's essentially required for phone-based configuration, as removing it would necessitate Bluetooth connectivity, potentially increasing the cost. The reviewer opted to hide the extender's SSIDs and found that it didn't negatively impact their network performance. Overall, the setup process was straightforward, with the only slight complexity arising from hiding the unnecessary range extender SSIDs. For its effectiveness and ease of use, our reviewer highly recommends this gadget.
Cool, let's uncover what our next reviewer has to say.
This reviewer recently bought this network adapter for a desktop computer that lacked built-in Wi-Fi. The goal was to find a simple solution for adding wireless internet access without resorting to USB dongles or a complete system upgrade. So far, this adapter has proven to be a very effective solution. Setting it up was surprisingly straightforward. This client simply followed the instructions to connect it to their router and then plugged the Ethernet cable into the desktop. The whole process took only a few minutes and everything was functioning as expected. As someone not particularly tech-savvy, our reviewer was relieved that there were no major problems. Regarding performance, the dual-band Wi-Fi has made a noticeable difference. Our reviewer reports getting speeds around 867 Mbps on the 5 GHz band and 300 Mbps on the 2.4 GHz band, leading to a considerable boost in internet speed. Streaming movies in HD and playing online games is now a much smoother experience, with significantly fewer interruptions compared to using a USB adapter. The design of this network adapter is simple yet functional. It's compact and includes external antennas that effectively enhance the Wi-Fi signal. This client found it easy to find the optimal placement thanks to the signal indicator. This small detail simplified the setup process. However, there are a few things to consider. Our reviewer noticed that the 5 GHz connection tends to weaken with distance from the router, although the 4 GHz band remains reliable. If you intend to use this network adapter in a larger space, be mindful of the range limitations on the higher band. Also, while the web interface is user-friendly, this client would have appreciated a mobile app for managing the connection, though this is a relatively minor issue. Overall, our reviewer is very satisfied with this network adapter. It has provided dependable Wi-Fi on their desktop without the inconvenience of cables or a complicated setup, if you're seeky.
And that's a wrap. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've got thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.